Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Frank's Unsolicited Advice NFL Talk. It's just me and June for now. Bree should be joining us shortly. If not, we're just going to push through and get it going. Bree feel better. I know we had a headache. Well, June, how you feeling, brother?
Feeling good, man. Always blessed, happy to be here as always. Missing the third party, but health is first, so take your time.
Yes, isn't it Nas that said health is wealth? So gotta take care of yourself. I mean, it's crazy, man, because we sit here and we plan for this, and it's like lately a lot of stuff been coming up. You know, yesterday was one thing, today's another. So well, at least we're here. We're gonna keep pushing through, uh, and get it going. So I know I had put in the notes. We can knock out the little ones to see if she joins after. N'Keal Harry's asking for a trade from the Patriots. It's not really big news. I was watching a clip on YouTube and they were talking about it. But before I say that, what's your take on that? Him asking for a trade?
It all depends on that contract, bro. I will always fall back on the contract and how he's gonna approach it. I mean, if he's gonna go ahead and request for a trade, however, if I don't get it, I'm gonna still perform my duties because I signed a contract. I'm okay with that. But I think we both know with the trend that's been going on with these big money players, it ain't gonna fall like that.
So with him, he has 2 years left on his rookie contract, and so he's still owed that money. So if he gets traded, a team has to take that on. And the problem with N'Keal Harry is that his numbers ain't great. You know, he was injured his first season. He came back his second season. And I think that's when Cam was there. And it just didn't take off. You know, like he hasn't hit for what he was worth for be a first rounder, even though he was a 32nd pick overall, but he was still a first round pick. And to me, it's funny because I understand the contract, but like somebody was saying that I guess his agent was saying that they thought he was going to be more involved in the offense. Understanding how New England worked, they thought he was going to be more involved in the offense, and it hasn't hit for that. But my thing is, you haven't done anything to have these teams go crazy to get you. So they were saying that it's possible the Patriots were thinking about dropping him anyways, like cutting him.
Yeah, I think, and it goes to that. Not to cut you off, but it goes to that Pat system, bro. You know, is he really acclimating to that type of style, that type of system? And that I think that may be another issue why it may be hurting him.
It is. You know, a lot of people can't come there and play. And we've talked about this before, where every team has their own way of playing, their own style. And as we've seen with other teams or other players that come to the Pats, they're great on one team, but they come there and they're not so great because it's the system that plays. They don't just throw anybody out there. If they play the weak against the person they playing. So if you're weak against the run, they're gonna run that ball. You know what I'm saying? If you're susceptible to the throw, they're gonna throw the ball. They're gonna do what it's gonna take to win. So to be a wideout like that, because they say he had a good speed coming out of college and stuff, you know, he was a top prospect in a sense, but then you look at everybody else that went ahead of him. I mean, after him, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, and there was another one there that went after him, and everybody's like, well, could they have fit in the system better? We don't know, because everybody comes in, not everybody makes it. You know, you take people like Edelman, Amendola, Branch, Wes Welcome when he was there, that came in. They fit the system and they're not even 6 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? But it just works out for them too. A lot of them were slot receivers too as well. So, you know, it's just, I think for him, I hope they either drop him or he gets a trade. I just don't see no team trading for him, man, to be honest with you. I don't see anything with him saying that they're going to put, because it's money. It's money in the game. 2 years left on his contract and you haven't produced the numbers. So how good are you going to be for us? You know what I mean?
Right.
And one of the notes here, I was going to wait for her, but we can do this one. NFL is fining the Washington football team $10 million as a result of the league's investigation into the team's culture. And the money will be donated to charity. How you feel about that?
Man, hey, I'm all for holding accountability. I really am, because we throw that word accountability around a lot, right? And we do it in our profession too.
Mm-hmm.
Now going back to the NFL, and they holding teams and players accountable to the rules and regulations. I get it, But what did they do that justified a $10 million fine versus the 100 grand, 50 grand, 10 grand that the other coaches, players, and teams have gotten recently?
Yeah.
And that's the curiosity to kill the cat. I really want to know.
I didn't see the article in its full entirety, but I mean, it didn't go into details. Did you read the article?
No, I read the same thing that you read. I was looking it up too.
Yeah, it's crazy because I wonder, but a lot of these teams, culture, and that's the biggest thing is what's going on in the organization. Is it a culture where is it racial? Is it sexist environment? Stuff like that has these players getting fined, but it had to be something heavy to go down and charge $10 million to the team. That's a lot of money. I mean, but again, these organizations make billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they're sitting here going to take a hit and be hurt with it. I'm actually trying to see if I see something on it now and maybe skim through it a little bit.
I mean, I think if they really wanted to make an impact statement, they would have hit them where it hurts and say, hey, we're taking your draft picks for the next 2 years. That hurts, in my opinion, more than the $10 million. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the fact that you already know they're billionaires.
Yeah, I mean, true. 10 mil is not going to hurt them. I think draft picks would have been better. But again, we don't know what they're getting fined for. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if they're getting fined for, like I said, racial stuff or what. I'm trying to look it up now and see what's up. This is part of us not having a production team that gives us the answers like other sports.
I know, right?
I'm trying to think, man. Hold on. Oh God, there's so much. So it's crazy that we only put certain things in the chat, but I'm looking, man, and so much has happened. I think I got so many news articles and clippings here, and I'm just like, wow, where the hell does all this come from? Of course, Aaron Rodgers up there. Let's see. So while I look for that, let's talk about. So they say I saw something today. Okay, right here, found it. So this came out July 1st, and it said based on the outcome of review of the franchise, which was led by independent counsel Beth Wilkinson. Hold on, let me mute this down.
I was born to be the next big thing.
Improper for many. Okay, so it says Beth Wilson that found the club's workplace that have been improper for many years. The review commissioner Goodell came to the conclusion that Washington had operated both generally and particularly for women per the league. Had operated both generally, particularly for women. A statement in highly unprofessional manner that included bullying, intimidation, multiple allegations of sexual harassment, and general lack of respect in the workplace. So there you go. That's exactly what it was. So they did investigation. They found out that towards women, they were bullying them, sexual harassment, stuff like that. That's 10 mil. They're going to hit them over the head for that.
Golly.
I mean, and it could be worse. It could be worse.
Right.
It could be draft picks. But I think draft picks it's not suitable punishment for the crime. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're sexually harassing women. I'm just going to take some draft picks, but you can keep doing it. But money and that tarnishment, because you got to think as an organization, if I was the owner of the Washington football team, I wouldn't want anybody or my organization being looked at in that manner, as in, we over here harassing women or we doing X, Y, and Z to women and not taking care of the women, especially in today's society, that's big. So,
man,
10 mil, they got off easy with 10 mil for real. You want to hit them over there, you should hit them for 50 mil or something like that. So yeah, while I was looking at that today, I looked at something that came across my phone. The Patriots said they're going to start talks with Stephen Gilmore before the training camp starts for a possible new contract. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, man, because I know he's not going to go cheap. Regardless, I know he's 32 years old, I think. He's 31, 32. But he's going to ask for big money either way.
But he already got paid big money, man. Like, I remember when he came to the Pats, and I didn't really know much about him in Buffalo. They paid him, I think, 50 mil, 60 mil to come over. What's up, Bree?
Hola. What up? Welcome.
Yes. You look good. You look good. Your eyes are like, So we trying to read the notes.
It's because my head hurts so bad that my eyes like
squint because I'm trying to open my eyes, but my head hurts too bad.
Well, look at the dedication. She on here with a headache. Yeah, I think he's gonna get. I don't think he's gonna get paid that much, but he got paid when he came over from Buffalo when they traded for him. It was a big deal when he came over. I remember that first year he was on the team. I was like, "Yo, you gave him this much money for what?" But then, he showed up and showed
Did
out.
you talk about the Washington football team yet?
Yeah, we did. You want to put your inputs on that? Because I read a
I
little bit.
want to add a little bit more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So hold on. Let me turn it this way so I don't have to So the article says, for many years, the workplace environment of the Washington football team, both generally and partially for women, was highly unprofessional. Bully and intimidation frequently took place, and many described the culture as one of fear, and numerous female employees reported of having experienced sexual harassment and general lack of respect in the workplace.
Yeah, we read most of that.
Ownership and senior management paid no little attention to these issues. In some instances, senior executives engaged in inappropriate conduct themselves, including the use of demeaning language and public embarrassment. This set the tone for the organization and led the key executives believing that disrespectful behavior and more serious misconduct was acceptable in the workplace. The problems were compounded by inadequate HR staffing practices and the absence of effectively and consistently administered process for reporting and addressing employee complaints, as well as widely reported fear of retaliation. When reports were made, they were generally not investigated and led to no meaningful discipline or no response. That is sad.
It is sad, and that's what we were saying earlier.
You're gonna what? You're gonna get the dog. Okay. Yeah, I think it's sad. I think it's sad, and like Frank pointed out earlier, in today's society, doing something like that is gonna constitute a huge penalty. And I was telling Frank earlier, was the team, though it's a huge penalty monetary wise, if you really wanted to hurt him, in my opinion, I would.
Did you see me like walk back there?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot I had no pants on.
We're live.
I know.
Yeah.
I just walked back there and I like ran because I was like, oh wait, I don't have no pants on.
Is your shirt long enough? At least have your shirt long enough.
No, my shirt's not long enough.
Oh,
I was like, oh wait.
Yeah, no, please don't. I should have did it on the webinar so they could see it live on Facebook.
No.
We would have got more followers. No? Okay.
I would have got kicked out the Navy.
Oh my God, no, you wouldn't. You see what half these girls be wearing on military GQ or anything like that? Like,
oh man, extreme.
Yeah, we're not gonna. That's a whole nother podcast for a whole nother episode. But I think it's bad, and I think that 10 mil is what fits for the punishment as what they're dealing with. If it was like tampering with players and stuff like that, then I would say hit them up with the draft picks. But I think to address the topic of sexual harassment, bullying, and stuff like that, it should have been probably more than $10 million, to be honest. I think 10 mil was pretty easy for them, and they got off easy.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
It should have been more, but especially when we start to have female head coaches, assistant coaches and stuff like that, trainers. You want to make people feel a comfortable work environment and not feel like, oh, so you can sexually harass me, bully me, demean me, put me down, or you're going to get fined as $10 million to $1 billion organization. Like you said, what's 10 mil to $1 billion? Nothing,
Right.
So I'm trying to see what else until she comes back.
I put something in here, and it ain't nothing crazy. It's more of the effect of what the Eagles are trying to do with Ertz, right?
Okay, what's up?
So the Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni reportedly wants to move away from frequently utilizing 2 tight end sets, right? So as other teams and as the Eagles been doing in the last few years, they utilize the 2 tight end system. So he pretty much wants to utilize Goddard as the tight end one, and then he wants to use Richard Rodgers as the depth option. But if Ertz is still there, which that's going to be the big question moving forward, if Ertz is still there, then he's just going to rotate them out, right? And I mean, that's just going to create just a wealth of healthiness for that position, in my opinion. But that's not what he's trying to do. He's trying to deal him away. He's now, it's been over June 1st and he wasn't traded. So now, if they were to trade him, the Eagles could save $8 million to the salary cap, which is a positive. But I mean, there was a lot of talk of him going to the Buffalo Bills, which I think would have made the Buffalo Bills more of a threat than what they are now. By adding Emmanuel Sanders, having Stephon Diggs, having Beasley there. What's his name? Is it Singletary, the running back?
I think so.
Yeah, having Singletary there, and then you're gonna go ahead and add Ertz as the tight end. That would have been a very dominant offensive team, as long as the same play calls wouldn't be called in this playoff round, which was what killed them this past season.
They gives them diversity, especially now with the players they've added. You add a tight end that's known, that's been clutch, that's been good throughout the years. It allows them to have diversity. And now you have to account for Ertz. You have to account for different stuff if they would have got him. These teams, man, it's just, as fans, we want to see one thing, they do an opposite other. You know what I'm saying? It's like you look at some organizations that don't spend the money on getting players or bringing the right head coach in. Or you got people like the Cowboys that spend the money, but the owner's so involved that the head coach can't be who he needs to be. So he's so involved, They were actually talking about that on Undisputed about him, about Hard Knock, how he would probably try to take over the show because he's not getting enough shine when the show should be about, the players and stuff like that. And they were talking, Shannon Sharp was saying what players on the show can make the show better, like to have that persona, that identity of, like a boisterous person to make the show stand out. Because, you got to have controversy and stuff in these shows to make it worth watching, you know what I'm saying? People are not going to watch it if every day you come on Hard Knocks and it's, no drama, no nothing. And it's just, oh, you didn't make the team, you're going home,
Right.
I'm looking at a note here from July 7th, and it said that, I guess Doug Peterson said Eagles did not draft Jalen Hurts to undermine Carson Wentz.
I 100% believe it. I think they seen an opportunity with Hurts being there, and I think they ran with it. And with Hurts, I mean not Hurts, with Carson being, with the last few seasons, with his injuries and everything like that, I think they made the right decision. And they didn't know what they were going to get from Hurts. Hurts just looked really good this past year or the year before that. In college. So I agree with it. I really did.
I thought it was good. I don't think they brought him in to undermine him. I think they brought him in as a business decision. People forget the NFL is a business, and you got to do what's right for the team. And when your star quarterback, who, when he came in the league, was showing you something more than
Rainbow's the far sideline, and it is caught by Anderson Cruz.
I'm trying to open his news. He always kicks on these little things. But anyways, when he's not showing what he had, you got to prepare. A lot of teams don't prepare. They wait to the last minute. You go 2 or 3 years with losing seasons, and then next you're trying to bounce back with nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they did it to undermine him. But again, they have to say something to start the conversation, right? So right here, I guess there was a thing with Kyle Shanahan to Sean McVay on Matthew Stafford trade. You don't want to get me started, dude. I don't know what that's about. I'm about to read into it a little bit, but I find it funny. So it says when the Los Angeles Rams made the blockbuster trade for Matthew Stafford, both quarterback and Sean McVay were famously in Cabo. Another key NFLer was also in the area, but had a different take on the trade on his divisional rival, Kyle Shanahan. While San Francisco 49ers milling around the possibility of trading for Stafford, Shanahan was studying on a 32-year-old quarterback. Shanahan was recently on the Flying Coach podcast with McVay and Peter Schrager. And McVay ribbed Shanahan, asking the Niners coach how he liked the Rams' new additions. He said, "You don't want to get me started, dude. that was frustrating. That was frustrating. I was in Cabo and I was studying it all. I remember looking through it because everybody was telling me it was a possibility. Stafford's the man. I studied him hard coming out of college, and you always play against him, so you know how good he is. But to know he might be available and to spend 2 weeks really watching him, Sean, yeah, he's better than I realized. He's the man. He was the man. He's actually underrated to me. I know how good of a guy you got. I know how good he is at the play action. I know how smart he is. Not only does he have a big arm, but he's got the touch. He knows where to go with the ball. So I was trying to get involved in it. I find that interesting. There's more into the conversation, but I find that interesting how they're talking about it like it's regular. You know what I'm saying? And I think I like that because I feel like a lot of teams don't really do like they might probably happens more than what we see. But I think it's dope that both coaches can be sitting there talking to each other about it, their rivals. And he's like, yo, but what I like more about it is the props they give in Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people try to say that Stafford had a lot of bogus yards, if you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't, because they were losing, he was able to throw the ball more, and they always had to come back from behind. And it's like they kind of discredit what he actually can do with his arm talent. You know what I'm saying? And I think that him going to the Rams, who had a phenomenal team, a great defense last year, maybe that's the piece they need to get over the hump.
Right.
And I like the fact that, and maybe Kyle Shanahan could just be boasting him up because guess what? I want y'all to think that he's all that, like Belichick does, and like Brady said in the barbershop, the show that LeBron has, you know, that even if your corners suck, he's gonna say, yeah, he's great. They got some good corners over there, and then the whole game I'm throwing at them because I know they can't stop nothing. So that it could be a double thing, but I think it's dope that he gave him his props like that.
Yeah, 100%. I got another thing here, man. It was pretty interesting. I mean, it may not be interesting. It was interesting to the fans here. On a note moving forward, and the note is, so you know, the Cowboys are actually appearing in this year's Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
and they're saying it could prove costly. You know, with the Cowboys already having that spotlight with their struggles and issues in the last season or so. Do you think that that's something that could hurt that team by being in Hard Knocks?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
you think it's a positive move?
I don't think it's either or, to be honest. I think it's good for the owner to have his face all over the place. But as far as it being a positive move for the team, maybe it depends how you look at it. Do you air your dirty laundry for ratings, and then let the world know that you're not perfect, which we already know they're not perfect. They have the issues, right? And do you sit there or do you let it get to you and kind of hide in the shell? I don't know if it's going to be positive or negative for them. I've never really watched the whole season of Hard Knock Life, to be honest, or Hard Knocks. Because I guess the Patriots never on it, so I never want to see it. To me, it's like, but I think if the Patriots want to be boring because Belichick wouldn't let you do shit. But
I know, right?
But I don't know, man. A lot of teams that go on there, you see it's like a behind the scenes. I don't know how much of it is really staged or how much of it is real, you know. But it might be good or bad. I'm not sure. You know, what's your take on it?
I think I think this is the moment for them. And it's like a make or break. You know, it's almost like a make or break fight, right? Like in boxing, it's like a make or break. You know, you're either gonna win this and you're gonna keep on being successful, or you're gonna lose this and you're just gonna be what we thought you were.
Yeah.
So mid-season, we're gonna look at Dallas Cowboys, and I know I'm definitely gonna be like, hey, you are who I thought you were. And that's for all y'all Dallas Cowboys fans. I'm saying it now. You are who we thought y'all were.
That was my grandpa. He's trying to fly me out to Trinidad.
Oh wow, that's dope.
Yeah. So I personally think it's not a bad move. It's a make or break. It's a make or break type of move. They're trying to stay relevant at this point, in my opinion.
Well, yeah. I mean, you also got the fact that some people think that Dak Prescott's still going to throw for 400 yards a game, but they're still going to struggle, which is crazy.
Right.
You know, that was having a great year last year until he got hurt, and they were struggling. So we'll see. Bree, the question was, do you think that Hard Knock having the Cowboys on it is going to help or hurt the team?
I mean, they still suck either way.
That's probably the best.
I 100% agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I rarely agree with you.
The only,
today.
besides Dak, the only other relevant player on that team to me is Amari Cooper. He need to get the hell out of there because he's too good of a freaking
receiver.
I don't want to remember. Yeah, he's too good of a receiver. In my opinion, I love Amari Cooper. I love him. Not like that. He's not my type, but.
No, I know what you mean as a player.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, like I said, I've never watched Hard Knock. Never. Patriots never been on it. I don't think the Steelers have ever been on it. When they had the Ravens on it, I didn't watch it.
I think Cleveland been on it a few times, right?
I think so. Well, there's rules to it too. So that was on. They actually talked about that on Undisputed, and I think one of the rules is you couldn't have appeared in it in a couple of years, and you couldn't have won a Super Bowl or playoff game in a couple recently. It had to be like you got to be the sucky of the suckiest, and they were the suckiest of the suckiest. So that's why they got on it. But I also feel like they got on it because of their name. They're the Cowboys. So I think they're looking at ratings, especially
half of it when Cleveland Browns was on it was about, it was like 4 episodes about like Christian Kirksey because he's also a drummer. They just like followed Christian Kirksey, his drummer life. I remember that like so vividly.
That's crazy. That's whack. I wouldn't.
They did like the like open like for like OTAs and stuff, and fans that come and watch and stuff. It was like 15 fans. Like,
yeah, no, I don't know. So there's a note in there for the teams. I didn't get to write it down. Since I'm live on my phone, I can't. I don't want to check it, but it was
no Instagram or notes.
Notes. It was right under the Washington the Washington football team one.
Oh, okay. So, the NFL is fining. They're fining San Francisco, Jacksonville, and Dallas for OTA violations. 49ers were fined $100,000 and Kyle Shanahan $50,000. Jaguars were fined $200,000 and Urban Meyer $100K. Cowboys were fined $100K and Mike McCarthy $50K.
And for what? For just violating OTAs? Like I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. OTA violations. They didn't go in depth.
I don't know, maybe starting too early.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Shout out to Urban Meyer. They
didn't say like what violations were violated.
I mean, that's $300,000 in between the Jaguars and Urban Meyer. So shout out to him for trying to make the Jaguars good. Nikki, if you're listening, that's your people's.
Yeah,
control your people.
I sent her the link. She was supposed to get on. And she didn't. I mean, you know what I really care about? These teams got money. These dudes got money. What I care about is Aaron Rodgers going to play this year or what? Like, that's what I want to know.
I don't know, man.
He's golfing with Brady. He's not. I don't think he cares. And that's all they're talking about lately. Like, I've really, like, I'm on NFL.com, and they have on the news, they have, the rankings, Patrick Mahomes by his toe. Nobody cares. One potential first-time Pro Bowler from each NFC team. Oh, they got your boy, Benny Snell fighting for a roster spot. I never have settled and been comfortable.
I have another topic I want to talk about too.
What's up? Let's talk about it. Throw it out there.
Hold on, I gotta pull it up. So over the weekend, right? Devin Bush was trolling on Twitter. Like now he's just tweeting a whole bunch of crazy stuff, but he was trolling on Twitter per usual, right? And he tweeted, I gotta find it. 1 second. Because there was a lot of controversies and a lot of people saying that there's tension within the Steelers locker room and that they don't respect each other, nor do they like each other and all this other stuff. But let me find it because someone sent it to me in a DM. Like, I don't get my Steelers tweets every day. He tweeted, if you're a grown man, you got a TikTok, stay the fuck away from around me.
Yes.
He tweeted that as a joke, right? So of course, like
serious.
The memes came about like, oh, Juju and Chase looking at Devin Bush, like, you know, like the little funny memes and all of that funny stuff. Let me skip all of that because that's spoilers. So he had to end up making a new tweet, and he was like, at Chase Claypool and Team Juju, don't let these people's mess y'all heads up in our relationship. Not once did I mention y'all names. If y'all feel y'all fell inside that category, then shit, it is what it is. LOL, we the ones winning. Where do you think this money's coming from? Their pockets. And Chase was like, we know just as good as anyone how manipulative the media is. I'll never let social media dictate the way I perceive someone. I know you and I know I know you're nothing but solid. I love all of that. All love on the end. And then Chase made a TikTok where he was like, man, grown-ass men who got TikToks need to stay the fuck away from Devin Bush, you know, laughing. And then he put the camera on Devin Bush and it was like, haha, look who's on TikTok now. And then put the camera back on him and they were laughing. And then Devin Bush was like, awkward moment when Chase was standing next to me when I made that tweet anyway. So I was just like, they were trying to say, oh, Devin Bush might want to trade due to excessive TikToks from Chase Claypool and Juju Smith-Schuster.
So my thing though with that is, why would you say it and then and you on a team with dudes that actually do it? You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
he did it. He tweeted it as a troll. And he was trolling when he tweeted it. Then he tweeted it with Chase Claypool right next to him. Because Chase Claypool was the first one to retweet it. And then the Steelers players, they were like quoting it, laughing and stuff because like they all were in the locker room when that tweet was tweeted.
Oh, okay, I got it. Right.
Then Chase Claypool put him on TikTok and was like, look who's on TikTok now. And like, it was like they were all joking, but the media didn't see it that way. They were like, oh, he's beefing with Chase and Juju.
But you should know already, they're going to do anything to start some controversy or try to get some controversy going, not knowing the story. I think that's dope that he did it next to them, trolling them. Not them, but the media. And the media fed into it and did exactly what he thought it was going to do. Was try to create some controversy there. What's the so we talked about Gilmore, we talked about N'Keal Harry. We covered the top two topics.
Did you cover Josh Gordon applies for reinstatement to the NFL?
That's what we're going to talk about now. So how do you guys, so obviously Josh Gordon has been, you know, suspended multiple times for weed and stuff like that. And now with Sha'Carri Richardson and not going to the Olympics because she popped positive for weed after she qualified for the Olympics. How do you guys feel in football, keeping it football, right? Weed is not as big as it's bad drugs, right? It's not an opioid. It's not cocaine. It's not something like that. A lot of players have been openly admitting that they smoke to control pain, to help them instead of getting on these pills that the doctors are prescribing, which cause addiction, right? And not to mention other bodily organs to fail. They're saying, hey, listen, you know, weed is okay. Why do you guys think there's time for the NFL to change that?
Yes, to an extent.
Okay. Explain.
I don't want my fucking quarterback high as fuck trying to throw the ball. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
sorry for the cursing too. I know Frank's mom, I know you listen, and church friends, I know you listen.
But that's okay. Don't worry about it. They're gonna have to accept who we are. Guys, as you are.
I feel like as long as they're not smoking like right before a game, you know?
Yeah.
Or right before practice.
What about you, June? What you think?
I mean, it would be funny.
Um,
It would be so funny if you see like both teams just both high as hell, like on the field trying to play football.
Right? Well, turned up, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. What you
yeah,
got?
they just wait. They waiting for somebody to snap the ball, but he's so damn high. He's just there.
Mhm.
You know.
Maybe they have a rule, like we do in the military. You gotta stop drinking so many hours before you drive a government vehicle. Maybe they can stop smoking way in advance to not be high when they go to the games. What you got, June?
Yeah. It goes back to the rules and regulations. You know, they got rules. We have rules, and most of us got to wait till either we're kicked out, separated, or retired. So if I'm in a business where I got to play, 17, 18, 19 games in the season to make millions to set that example or keep that wealth so my family could be okay in the future, then that's what I'm going to do. Now I do believe if we had that rule where hey, you can't smoke throughout the season, however you could smoke off season, I could tolerate something like that.
Yeah.
But other
And
than
you will
that,
be drug tested prior to the season starting,
yeah, like 30 days out or something like that. I don't know.
Mhm.
All right, so we got to give it a. Nikki came in, hair on fleek. Look at her, like she been on leave. Look at them nails. You know what I'm saying?
You got a bob?
Dang.
You got a bob?
Bob,
Ooh-wee.
Bob Life.
The energy, the
What's your
energy.
name, B.O.B.? So they calling you Bob?
Bob Life.
Stop playing. A no for the Bob. Nikki
Listen, I go to work tomorrow just like this.
You gonna
Ooh.
put gloves on?
No,
Put them OJ
Got-
things on.
got nude nail polish.
no, I'm not doing none of that. I'm just gonna go in.
And it is what it is.
Look, I'll take the hit for a couple hours.
You could tell you're a Jags fan because that's something Urban Meyer would have done.
And he been coming for you all. Since the episode started.
Oh, see, I had to miss a lot.
Right now, we
He
talking
must have
about
bumped his head since I've been on leave.
So I think with the whole Sha'Carri situation, they should have let that girl run, especially because she smoked because she found out from a reporter that her mom passed away.
Well, let's talk. We're gonna talk about that later.
And then she smoked in Oregon, which is legal in that state.
I know, but hold up, because so let me get Nikki's take on the original question, and then we can go into the Sha'Carri Richardson question. Okay, so keep that there, keep it there, Bree. So the question was a state. The article said that Josh Gordon was applying for reinstatement into the NFL, and I said that what happened with Sha'Carri, right, and how to keep it NFL. A lot of players have been openly saying they smoke, or the smoking helps them with their pain. It keeps them away from these drug addicting pain medication. It helps them sleep, So, do you feel that it's time the NFL changes the rules when it comes to, at least in the category of weed smoking, marijuana, you know what I'm saying? Allowing the players to smoke. And then if you do agree with it, what is the stipulation? Should they not smoke? So let's say you get done playing at midnight a game, or you get done at 11, 2300, and then you go home, you smoke one real quick, help you with the pain, you're done, but you don't smoke before the game. What is it? What's your take on it?
I don't know. I think that's hard. Okay, so damn. I don't want to contradict myself. And I feel like whatever answer I give, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Honestly, I think people, like when we set rules, people always want to just get a little bit more. Like, for example, like myself, right? I know my nails out of red, but I'm going to work tomorrow with my out of nails red. I'm with my out of red nails. You know what I'm saying? So I think if they let it in, I think people are just gonna abuse it. You get what I'm saying? Because I want to know, what have you been using for pain?
So a lot of players, they get prescribed them painkillers from the doctors that create addiction. Like I said,
yeah, but not everybody gets addicted. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
And I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just weighing it both ways. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know.
If you think about it, even the Motrin 800 that we get with the Navy, right? You get your arm gets cut off. Here's some Motrin 800. You can bust your head wide open, no stitches, but here's some Motrin 800. Even that, with prolonged use, creates failure within your system and your body. You know what I'm saying? Every one of these drugs have a side effect. And I think these players or even other people feel like weed is a safer option.
I don't know.
Now,
I honestly don't know. I don't want to say yes, but see, I'm not a good person because I've never smoked. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm like, are you off tomorrow? So I'm like, I don't see it as a necessity. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, so I would hate to say no based off of what I've experienced, which is not using it. I'll pop a ibuprofen, I'll pop a Motrin, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be fine. They give us Percocet, okay? And I know that's something that you know what I'm saying? But 2-3 days of getting my tooth pulled or whatever, I don't need it no more. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
I've always been cautious about certain things because addiction was in my family. Right. So like when I had my gunshot accident in 2001, I didn't use the morphine. I was always so scared to use it because of, having an uncle that dealt with heroin. I'm like, is that in the family? Am I gonna take this little pain med and then I'm like, oh, I want this all the time. So I never used it. I was scared. I was scared of it, to be honest.
No, I agree.
That's I think too. That it's funny. My mom and I had this conversation when she was here visiting. The difference between an abuser and an actual addict. Some people abuse things because they can do it. Drink to drink instead of drinking because they have an addiction to the drink. These players, though, I don't know. To me, it's not just football, but I'm keeping it to football because that's what we talk about. Mm-hmm. But a lot of players across all the spectrum of sports have said that they'd rather smoke weed than take these pills that these doctors are prescribing.
Just like, you can't take enhancing today, but how many people actually do it? You get what I'm saying? Uh-huh. And I'm not saying that the statistics are high, but we know people that do it. So I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing if it's better for people. However, the people that are going to abuse it, I feel like there's a lot of people that will abuse it.
I mean, and this is something that and again, on the fence. I've tried weed before I joined the Navy. It's not a secret, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not one of these people to see like what's the big deal out of it. Wasn't like I was smoking every day, wake and bake. But some people do, and I feel like, damn, you wake up and smoke it like it's a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Right. You have your first cup of coffee and you smoke an L. Why you just smoked one when you woke up, but you smoke another one. Like watching Drink Chaps, and I watch Nori smoke like 3, 4, 5 blunts back to back. I'm like, damn, bro, like what is it even having any effect on you these days? Like, or are you just doing it because it's normal? I think it's a good thing for them to change it. Obviously, a lot of doctors prescribe marijuana for different reasons. They have different strands of it now to help you with headaches, migraines. With cancer patients, it's big. To deal with the pain and stuff. So I just think what I'm saying is this. I think it's time for us or sports to start reevaluating the definition of what marijuana does, and with that being said, I'm going to transition back to Bree in regards to Sha'Carri Richardson, because I think we should talk about it. I know it's not football, but I think it's very important. So Bree, go back to what you were saying.
If anything, she should have been fined because of the circumstances of like what was happening. She found out that her mom passed away from a complete stranger, a reporter. she was dealing with a lot. She was in Oregon. You know, I think that she should have just been fined because of the circumstances surrounding on why she did smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, real quick, I know Nikki gonna say something, so I want to get my little licks in real quick.
Okay, all right. I need to get this leave energy off. See, my leave energy got me relaxed. I can't pop off like I normally do, but I got you.
So I don't agree. I think you're being I think if you're in her shoes, you had a lot of doubters in your corner, right? You didn't have supporters, you had more doubters than supporters. And because of that, that would be my oomph to do the right thing and take advantage of that platform. And by her making that decision right there, just 100% prove her doubters right.
Give him the clap thingy. Give him the clap thingy.
Real fast before Nikki goes. On Twitter, the Barbs were eating her up because I guess she had posted in December, if all you do is play Nicki Minaj, like, don't talk to me or something like that, right? And so when she found out that she couldn't run in the Olympics, like, the Barbs were like, oh, so what was that about Nicki you said again?
That's crazy.
Disrespect the queen and consequences come your way.
No.
You know, the Barbs don't play when it comes to Nicki. I just saw like all over, and I didn't want to laugh, but I laughed, you know, at the same time.
I think go ahead, Nikki. Go ahead. I got you, Nick. Go ahead. I didn't forget.
So I totally think that Bria, your thing is completely wrong. You gotta understand. Listen, hold on. You gotta understand, like, let's not act like we don't understand the world that we live in. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, girl, her hair's yellow, her nails is this, and I'm just telling you what everybody else is seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they already like, how we let this, she can't be that. You get what I'm saying? So unfortunately, because the way you look, you know what I'm saying, the way you present, you just gotta play by the rules. The rule says, so don't do. I understand life, because life happens to everyone. This is where it's frustrating. Life happens to everyone. You know what I'm saying? And I understand everybody deal with life different. But right now, you are sitting in a place where 1,000,000 eyes are on you. You get what I'm saying? Like,
billions of eyes.
You know what I'm saying? That's just not the time to hop and pop, especially when you know you can't. You shouldn't. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, now I feel bad they won't let her play, but I also feel like this, right? And this is why it was hard for me to answer the first question, right? It's like we got to draw a line somewhere. We got rules and regulations for a reason. Do I agree with all of them? No, but they're there. You get what I'm saying? And if we constantly bending, because then it's going to be like, oh, yeah, they let old girl, you know what I'm saying? Because when she win, if she was going to win, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they let old girl do this, you know what I'm saying? But if it was that person, like we do, when, you know, it's on the flip side. You know, I just think that she just put herself in a situation that was totally avoidable, and it was all on her. So that's just, I see it.
No, and I think you and June are putting it in a perspective was very different, right? The fact is, you have a platform, and you go ahead and do something like this. You're feeding into the masses. You are, right? We talk so much about progression within our cultures, right? And how society views us. And there's no secret that in society we still have people that view us less than equal. So we always have to be above everything else. We always have to be, on our toes. We can't make the same mistakes as other people, because when we make those mistakes are highlighted. We can't, do certain things, because when we do it, it's magnified. So when you take that, for example, I think Blackjack put on Instagram, the guy that chimes in every once in a while, he put on Instagram that there was another athlete, she was Caucasian, that got hit for PEDs, and nobody said anything. That everybody's so focused on Sha'Carri and smoking weed that even other people that are popping for PEDs or whatever, performance enhancing drugs, they're not even talking about it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you gave in, you let them win, the haters win, that hated on you, that doubted you, that and appearance is everything. You said it earlier, the hair, the nails, and that's what she was known for, right? Oh, she's out there with I watched her run on a lot of highlights, and all the commentators, she's known for her wigs or her different hair color and blah, 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 her long nails. And then boom, you pop. So then it gives those people that wanted to see it, see a downfall, that are stereotyping us as like crazy as it is. Now you fed into it. I'm glad she owned it. I am. But on the flip side to that, one of the guys that was on the world anti-doping, whatever the other A stands for, don't get me to think about it now, he said it's time for them to reevaluate it. They have weed in there on the same level as opioids, like heroin and all this other stuff. Weed is not heroin. Weed is nowhere near heroin. It's not even, I mean, they're both depressants in a sense, but they're not heroin. I mean, I don't know. I know where I come from. I've seen people high on heroin and they can't do anything. Like they could lean on one toe and not fall over. A person that smokes weed can still go out and work and do everything. The person that's heroin, they're not doing anything. That's what they're doing. So I don't know. I think it's not the same. I think they do need to reevaluate it. But in this situation, she knew the rules. She knew what she shouldn't have done. She did it, whether it was in a state that's legal or not. You have so much riding on it. You were going to the Olympics. You was the second fastest person in the world, and you was the fastest in the United States at the time. You're 21. In this sport, 4 years is a lot. It's a lot. You'll be 25, 26 if you don't have a kid between now and then. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine trying to compete to the next upcoming you, trying to break a record. I do like the support she's gotten from athletes, Mahomes. A lot of athletes have supported her, said, let her run.
Ben Simmons said, if it ain't crack, let her run track.
Exactly. A lot of people said that. Yes. But I hate to say it, man, but she that's on her. And she fed the masses. We talk. I don't want to beat the dead horse on it, but we talk so much about appearances, about wanting equal respect, about wanting so much. We're not at that level yet. So all she did was everybody that hated on her. And then, it's another thing too, Bree. You brought up the fact that she heard from a news reporter that her mom passed away. She said that in the interview too. She said she was dealing with something she's never dealt with before, and she didn't know how to deal with it. So she smoked weed. What that shows to other people is like, oh, you're not strong enough to handle something. So what happens when you hear the next news? Are you going to smoke weed again?
And life happens to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Credit, you know what I'm saying? Her biological mother passing, but bro, Then how about the reporter was lying? Fake news.
If when I don't care how old I am, when my mama passed, I'm going with her.
My mama
I can't live without my mom. I cannot live without my mom.
I mean,
I get all that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes it difficult. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't old, but I don't even think about my parents going away. My kids are with my parents now. I'll take my babies. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that way. I try not to, but you just gotta make better choices. I think for where she was at the time, it just wasn't the right time. And I'm not saying right time for her mom to pass, because we don't pick and choose or whatever, but it just wasn't the right time. The way she felt that she needed to deal with it. And like Frank said, like y'all both say, like, shit, life is gonna happen again. How you gonna handle the next thing? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I hate to compare it to us in the military, but think about it. If a kid walks into DRB and me and June, we chiefs, we sitting there and says, "Oh, I smoke weed because my mom just died and I didn't know what to do." Okay, you smoke weed though.
right. Look.
Thank you,
I
honest, but
said with blocks.
yeah. But and granted, they can keep them in, but the fact is, would I take the chance? Because now, what if something else happened? Is that your go-to remedy? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what if weed wasn't your choice? What if it was something else? You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm on the fence about it. Going back to the original statement or the original question with Josh Gordon and the NFL. I think the NFL should change the rules. That's just me. In America, when other states are already starting to legalize it, it just hasn't been legalized federally. And if a player's only smoking weed, I'd rather him do that than popping perks, popping drinking lean, snorting coke, smoking crack like Lawrence Taylor, doing coke like Michael Irvin. All these old school players that was out here doing all the crazy stuff. Why are you laughing?
Why you crazy hell, man?
So think about it, yo. And I'm naming players that are Hall of Famers. You know, shit. I think. Don't quote me, but I think Lawrence Taylor was the last defensive player to win NFL MVP. I'm just saying. So these are not just your regular people, and they were known for doing drugs. It's not a secret, you know. Like Michael Irvin gets up there with the snot-nosed crime when he tells a story. So I'd rather the weed over coke and crack and heroin, codeine, oxycontin. You know what I'm saying? Whatever else they take to deal with the pain and get by the night. So
I don't think the problem is allowing it, because I agree. Anything that is better than the worst is always good. The problem is it's going to be abused. Like, just like I got a homegirl that got out the Navy, and they give her blah blah blah. Bro, I saw a picture of her today, and I was like, "Yo, this not the same girl." Like, and I'm talking about picture, not even conversation. Like, completely. Like, if they be like, "Hey, this is so and so," I'm like, "You lying."
Mm-hmm.
It's because we were friends prior. You know what I'm saying? Like, she on my Snapchat prior. I would have never known.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
She on the weed. Which one is it?
Oof. She on something that has altered. Like,
falling out.
listen, has altered.
I mean, it is what it is, though. I feel like they need to start, at least for the NFL, need to review it. As far as the Sha'Carri Richardson thing goes, listen, I wish she was running. I wish. But we all got choices. And like Busta Rhymes said, every choice comes with an invoice. You got to be ready to get that invoice.
How about old boy that can now go play with the Bucks?
Oh, yeah. That's good news. That's some light at the end of the tunnel, right? So the Secretary of Defense has granted, I got it up here. I was looking at it. But you know the guy's name? Cameron Kinley's request to play football.
That's your, I'm sorry. Because it just reminded me of him. But
no, I think it's dope. I think that he was I'm glad you read his letter. And his letter, he pointed out other branches of service that are allowing their players to play. So why not me? I think it's dope. I think it's good. I hope he has a great career. Because if not,
that's what you know what I can't tell you. I was like, I hope he ball out. Because if he don't, it's gonna be like,
hey, come back. Hey, come back, sir. Hey, how you doing? Hey, welcome back on board the ship. Listen. Go make coffee for
bro.
Lieutenants and lieutenant commanders and commanders.
Like, sir, don't tell nobody. Don't tell no. Be like, that was your brother. That wasn't you.
Hey, you tell him too. Hey, get started on this PQS because you're well behind. There's OOD underway.
And rat him your dink. And rat him your dink. Your dink and rat him, bro. You complete an NDoc on this day and you haven't got qualified. Get hot. No, I think.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I think.
But I'm happy for him.
I think it's dope. I think it's good. I think he's good. I hope he plays because it's a blessing. It wasn't guaranteed. You know, again, we often compare life situations to what we do in the military, right? Because we all sign a contract. These players sign contracts. Granted, they make way more money than we do, but they sign a contract. And if we could do half the stuff that they did, just imagine getting to the worst command you ever been to, and you're like, you know what, I want to transfer. And well, no, you got to do 5 years before you transfer. Oh, no, I'm just not going to show up to work. Forget about it. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to opt out from coming to work. No. You're going to be going to DRB, XOI, captain's mass, and be on restriction. Yeah, that's what you're going to do. Half month's pay times 2, probably reduction in rank, and 45, maybe 60. You never know. But yeah, you're going to get hit up. So I feel like these players is the same thing when we compare it, right? But you know, you gotta, with him, he's gotten a blessing, and the government didn't have to let him play, and he signed a contract to go to the Naval Academy. He let the government pay for his education, and you knew what you were signing when you signed it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, in the words of Jalen Smith, who locked who down? You know what I mean? Jalen Ramsey, my bad. Who locked who down? But that, I'm glad. What you got with that, Bree? Bree putting Toby to sleep. She's like,
I am because my ass is gonna knock out like at 8:30.
that's good. You took medication for your headache. Bree got a bad headache today, Nikki. That's why she looks like that.
Yeah, it caused me to be nauseous and I threw up earlier. That's how bad my headache was.
That's called a.
You might need to take you a few days to leave. You look in the door. But okay, you had a headache.
That's called getting some work done.
Shut up.
Fine, jeez.
Yes. Where's hey, that was my eyeball.
Is that LPO life? Is that LPO life?
That's the LPO life.
Yeah.
No.
Did you tell Nikki the news before you go on? I don't know if y'all follow each other on Facebook, so I don't know if she knows.
Yeah, we have friends on Facebook.
Okay, so she knows it because you put it on Facebook. But okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
I re-enlist on the 19th.
I know you should have told me soon.
Oh, it's gonna be virtual.
You should do a virtual.
Yeah, I'll have my mom go on live.
Yeah,
I'll be on duty, but I get on there.
Yeah.
Duty starts.
There's gonna be a headquarters. I'm contemplating on having my mom come to headquarters.
You should.
No.
You should.
That's good.
Oh yes.
You know how many heads are gonna turn?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell her not to wear jeans because her booty is too bootylicious.
What's she gonna wear then, Brie? A skirt or a dress?
Look at this.
You better relax. You better relax.
My mom is too old for you, June. My mom is too old for you.
Oh gosh, the love is real here.
This says she's too old for you.
I cannot with him today.
She is 44 years old.
She's how old?
44.
Yo, we like 2 years apart come September. That's crazy.
No, it's so crazy. Like a 44-year-old and a 28-year-old.
That's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 27. I'll be 28 when she turns 45.
I'm just thinking about it. Age is nothing but a number. They've written songs about it.
Plenty of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my son gonna be in his 20s.
Nope.
God, geez, really?
Parenting life.
Damn.
She was like, "Oh, I get to meet all of your chiefs and stuff." I was like, "No."
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My
Definitely.
dad is gonna. My mom is very, very friendly, but my mom knows about the people I don't like either. So she'll be like, "Oh, is that person gonna be there?" I'm like, "Oh yes, definitely, mom. All right, bet."
Like my wife's like, "Oh, is that person gonna be this?" I gotta let them know something. I'm like, no, they're not coming. So you, Bree, what you say your take on it? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't. I forgot what we were talking about. Honestly,
it doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter. What else? We got any other topics?
No.
I think we've actually added some topics. So we only had like
Who has the meme of the week?
I did mine last week, and June did it.
June.
I did mine too. Remember at the
He did
end?
his too, so it's you. Because we can't throw it on Nikki. She doesn't have the meme. So
Okay, so me.
We could just throw it on Nikki anyway.
Yeah, for
No,
real.
I got it. I got some memes I like.
Let me put this Bob up because you lucky I can't take it off. Because if I can take it off,
this first one says, when it's summer and these annoying creatures start showing up again, and they have 3 pictures of mosquitoes and then a picture of Cowboys fans at the bottom.
Oh, God.
right there.
That is true.
Facts.
So true.
And then it says the San Francisco 49ers have been around since 1946. They have never had and never will have a 7-9 record.
Yes, I saw that one too. So that
All right, this is a messed up one right here. All right. It says Mitch Trubinsky got married this weekend, and I doubt there was a reception. Dirty.
EJ Manuel is the only quarterback in NFL history to lose games in 3 separate countries.
Yes.
The United States, Canada, and England.
He should go to the Hall of Fame for that. Yeah. That's a record.
Oh, what was I about to say? What did I read lately? Y'all see my quarterback signed a 4 or 5 year contract.
This one is shade towards my team, but it's still a little funny. Okay,
we're going to watch your quarterback. Done with this. Go ahead. Let me see.
Okay. During the 2003 game, the Steelers had 422 yards in total offense, and the Texans held the Texans to 47 yards. The Steelers still lost that game by double digits.
Ooh.
I would love to see that game. Now that game, I would love to see the recap.
Yes.
Double digits, you say?
double digits.
Oh Lord.
Hey, Ben was a quarterback in 2003, so.
Oh gosh.
She said, "No, I don't care who it was. Who was it? It was who was it? Randall. I think around that time I was going with that quarterback that could punt, return, catch. He was a receiver, quarterback. He was like that Swiss Army knife of players. What you was going to say though, Nikki?
About who?
It was Charlie Batch.
Okay, yeah, Batch. All right. No, you were saying you was going to say something. You was talking about your quarterback signing some deal, his rookie contract.
Actually, what they said, what's to call it? That he feeling really good at the with the Colts. He's hot.
You mean Carson?
Yeah, I was like.
So I was watching something while I was shaving the other day, and they was talking about that. How
what a hater.
If he shows up and plays out, the Colts have a good chance of winning.
Yeah, they say he's hot right now. Ooh.
They saying Cam ain't hot either, but you know, we'll see what happens.
I think my favorite,
but I'm not even gonna let you take that.
I think my favorite is like the Jameis Winston workout videos.
I haven't even looked at his workout videos.
I see it.
Lawrence signed his deal.
That's what she was saying.
His deal.
And he's actually helping one of the wide receivers learn the playbook. He's actually being a leader, and I think that's dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
So many people, and I think that's key in today's and being a young quarterback leading a team. Right, Mahomes is a leader. He gets in there. He when they're struggling, he gets in and says, "Look, we can bounce back. We can make it." And I think you have buy-in from the players. So I think what he's doing is dope. He's building a rapport with his receivers. He's looking like, listen, even though I'm the face of the franchise because I'm Sunshine, but I'm still gonna help you learn this because it's gonna help us in the long run. That shows maturity. That shows leadership. And at the same time, right? Another thing that I think is dope, it shows people that he's not scared to teach at the same time, and he learns the playbook. So shout out to him. I'm actually interested to see what happens, Nikki. I joke a lot, but I'll probably watch your games only if the Patriots are not playing, Steelers are not playing, or the Bucks ain't playing. Then I might watch the Jags play. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's It'd be like third on the list, fourth. But hey, if I watch it, I could talk about it. Okay.
Oh, I'm watching it. Don't worry about it, because I'm definitely gonna talk about it.
Okay.
So before we close out, I'm gonna show you this Jameis Winston workout video.
All right.
Hey, my dude looks serious.
Yeah, he's getting it.
Let me get that out the way.
Hey, he looked like he trying to launch that thing in the
Right.
section 300.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Who's that?
That's Jameis Winston
Really?
in the blue.
Yeah, I see that now. What is this
Yeah,
that they're doing?
Yeah, and I don't like it.
Is it productive?
I think my kids do that. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, there's one more. I think there was one more where he's like in like the backyard or something. And
yeah, that the first one was okay. The second one was that wasn't it for me. I'm like, Russ better get in this thing. Russ keep doing all this shit with Sierra. You better go tell Sierra to get on the guy.
You know what's
they
funny?
in Italy right now.
When it was funny
No.
when he starts struggling, Nikki be like, "Oh, he must be hanging out with Sierra, staying up."
Yeah,
with-"
and I like Russ. That's what
I like Russ too. I do like Russ Wilson. I think he's dope. I like him. I do. I like his energy.
about him, but he needs to
Yo, we be clowning Future here in the house with baby Future.
So
Like,
you need to be
Oh my
clowning Nick
God.
Cannon. He just had like his 7th baby in like 3 months.
Nick Cannon, I don't know. Who's
God
the club? He's
He had
corny.
twins. He had twins like 2 weeks ago and just had a newborn like on Saturday.
What is he on? Does he have what's that relationship?
So they said so he had an interview with the City Girls and JT was like, "Hey, you start wrapping it up," and he was like, "These ain't accident babies. These are on purpose. Like I'm making these babies on purpose."
For what?
where you making money?
For you to be
Because-
corny? Like them, like they for them to be corny like you're corny as hell. I don't know.
Like, come on.
And you're right, the money. Well, he's back on Wild 'N Out now.
Yeah, but shit. He popping them out like, and I'm like, you know, he be sleeping with all these girls.
Who's giving him the cooch? They desperate. He is not relevant at all.
I mean, he gotta have some type of bread.
Well, I heard somewhere that Mariah Carey was paying him spouse support.
It has to be true. That must be true because
He had more money than him. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
of course. But shit.
This was the last one I want to show you guys real fast. Let me turn my brightness up a little bit.
I guess I gotta do memes.
Actually, let me just flip because
NFL
it'll be a
minute.
lot better this way. Switch camera. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. And then
I mean,
this
it
dude
could be productive. It could be.
getting on my damn nerve.
But I mean, it could be productive because you know sometimes when the pocket folds and they be trying to strip the ball, you know what I'm saying, just to get him to not fumble.
I get it.
that's fair.
It's just his faces that he makes while doing it.
I also think
Dude,
that yo, at
serious.
the end of the day is a big difference. If you see Von Miller, TJ, JJ, any of
Ready
the
to
brothers
take your
coming
Yeah.
after you with them big ass hands, bro, nobody's trying to tackle you in them drills. Nobody's
Yeah.
trying to take you out. So all you're doing is moving around. And I know what you're saying. It's like, oh, to prepare him for pocket awareness. But bro, in real time, you're gonna have people coming for your legs, your knees.
He's
Yeah,
giving
but-
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but besides that, in the drill, you got one person. In real life, you got about 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
At a minimum 4, and then that's not including your linebackers or your safety that's going to blitz in. So
Right.
I want to see what he's going to do this year. I'm so excited.
yeah, I want him to.
We're ready in July. Next month is training camp, and then we got. Are they even doing? I keep forgetting. Are they doing preseason?
Did you-
No.
Yes.
They
Yes, they
punish
are.
my team.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
We did talk about that. Yeah.
It wasn't only my team, but damn.
Yeah, but you gotta think that's hundreds of thousands where the Washington football team got hit for 10 mil for having an inappropriate working environment for women. Like sexual harassments, bullying, and stuff like that. And we still think 10 mil is not even enough. They should have hit him over there for about 50 to 100. It's $1 billion organization. What's 10 mil? Nothing. That's probably an equity in the stadium.
I don't even know all the damn regulations. Yeah, he like, hey y'all, please.
He should have, but I mean, I don't know, man. I feel.
I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. It's just I don't. The only thing I agree with is the 10 mil. I think it should have been more money for that reason, especially in today's climate. But as far as everything else goes, I mean, what OTA violations you did? I mean,
that's what
they didn't disclose them.
Yeah, like I showed up at the stadium with more than 10 people. Like, what the fuck? I mean, it's these guys walk around with probably 10 people in their staff already. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm on my thingy on Instagram, and for like a few weeks, like you see the players, like they're walking out of the building, like if they about to go do some bullshit, and they're in the stadium, like in their little area. So, but I want to know too, like, shit, was it just the stuff that I'm saying, is that just like photo op? Because of course you do that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I think it's just being strict and fine. I mean, but then again, what's 100,000 or 200,000 or 300,000 to Urban Meyer?
No, he don't got it yet. He said
he got money. He got money. So I know we didn't talk about it. Maybe we can talk about it next week. But the players getting paid in college.
Yeah, we definitely could talk about that next week.
I saw that video clip on Sunday, so we could do that next week. Talk about that. At the end of the month, that last week. Oh, I'll talk about that after we're done. Anyway, let's close it up. We're gonna let Nikki go last because she got the bob and the nails. You know what I'm saying? So I'll go first. Get on here. I'm very happy. Waiting on these results to come out, but yes, very, very happy. Shout out to all the people that got promoted today on the active side with these results. Cope making first class. That's dope. Shout out to her. AO1 type. Park first. Yep. So shout out to him. And anybody else that made it, you know what I mean? Congratulations. It's always good to see people make it and advance and get bread in their pocket. So June, you're next.
No, I'm next in June.
Okay, so then that's what we're doing. I'm sorry.
Don't roll your neck like that. I hope everyone has a great day, a great weekend. Get some rest, relax, drink some wine, and make sure you're drinking your water per usual. But it's always fun doing this. I came on late. Sorry, long day today. But stay blessed and stay hydrated.
Hey, I want to piggy off, Bree. Like, hey, don't you hate when people say that? For real? I just want to piggyback off.
Oh, that's a whole Chief thing. Oh, let me piggyback.
That's definitely not a Chief thing.
That is a Chief thing. I've never heard nobody but Chiefs ever say that before.
That's not true.
I ain't never said that in my life.
I mean, I've said it. I ain't gonna
You just said it.
Yeah, I did say that before.
And you said it a couple of months ago. You said, I hate to use the PB word, but.
Just kidding. But it's always fun being on here. I think it gets us out of that same old great routine that we have on a daily basis and in rough days. But then rough days shall pass. So blessings on top of blessings. Appreciate you guys till next week.
Oh, wait, before I get off, before I let Nikki go. So Nikki, end of the month, I'm gonna be next month at the end of the month, from like the 29th to the 5th or 27th to the 5th. I'm actually gonna be in Florida. So we trying to meet up and link up and do it live. If you want to, come out and link up and do it live, I'm just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? It'd be there. I just need to know so I can bring enough microphones so we could be set up. You know what I'm saying? But I'll pass it off to you. Go ahead, girl. I'm sorry.
So yeah, I just got back home yesterday from Florida. 2 weeks. Anyway, but to echo, see, I didn't say piggyback. To echo,
I like that. I like that.
You say that a lot too.
You know. But anyway, I'm always happy to come on. I always feel like I learn a lot, and now, especially since my kids are gone, I'm really by myself. So besides this TV, now I got people to talk to. Actually, people to talk to.
That's me 24/7.
Yeah, but my life don't work like that. I can't. I don't got no dog. I don't.
You think he could talk to me?
Basketball. My son left his basketball on my couch, and I left it there just so I can remember I still got children. Sorry, I'm tickled. But it's always fun coming on. But next week I have to match somebody's energy. I'm not gonna say his name, and today it wasn't Frank. But I got somebody energy. I think that lead, like I'm too relaxed. And then people done bump their head because normally he be trying to come for brunette, and now I guess since she ain't right. Okay, it's all right. But yeah, like they said, I hope people have a great weekend. Stay hydrated. That's Bree thing. She loves that shit. If y'all don't want to hydrate, don't hydrate shit.
June came to my station today with a big ass water bottle. I'm so proud of him.
It don't hydrate. When you pass out, don't blame nobody else but yourself. You dig? So
right. But yeah, till next week, y'all. With love.
Bring the energy.